The biggest thing for me and for my friends and family is that they knew I was probably limited to how far I could get, and then to sort of end up where I am now, it's a pretty proud moment.
Let's go all the way back to the beginning. A youngster growing up in the small town of Canowindra, playing football. What was life like then?
My dad was a big rugby league man and played it his whole life, but I think Mum sort of pushed me into soccer. She sort of had to deal with Dad's injuries and look after him, so I think she saw the brutal side of it. So she sort of pushed me towards soccer, I think. When I moved to Bathurst, went to a rugby union school. They were in my ear to play for them, and I did it at times, but sort of stayed to soccer, thankfully.
You must look back with so much appreciation for your parents when you look at what they did for you to let you fulfil your dream.
Yeah, you'd always have to travel no matter what. As you start representing the region, you're sort of travelling 4 or 5 hours just to get to a destination to play. And so growing up, you sort of don't realise you get to sleep in the back of the car and then just worry when you get there, you wake up and it's good to go. But as an adult now, you sort of look back and realise the sacrifices they made. It was a pretty stacked team back then. We didn't have the best of seasons when I sort of broke in. I think that's why I sort of got a chance towards the end of the season. At the time, I was like, oh, do I deserve to be here? It's a bit daunting and trying to keep up with them. Bit of an old school mentality and sort of got to earn your right a little bit, which I enjoyed. I think that gets the best out of me.
Can they find the angle? Victory desperate. David Coley! It's in now! It's in off Rhyan Grant!
A goal in the grand final. Can you talk us through that moment, the roar inside the ground that night?
How loud that stadium was when that went in, that's definitely something I haven't experienced since.
Listen to this place, if you can!
The way that I was the guy to score the goal and then for the crowd to react like that in front of the Cove, in front of all the family and friends, it was an awesome moment and right up there with the best moments of my career.
Picking out Rhyan Grant, chesting it home! The kid from Canowindra!
Then to score another one in the grand final to be the winner, it was a moment where you sort of pinch yourself. The Joe Marsden medal, I think it could have went to a few players that night, so I'll happily take that.
So all of that leads to Socceroos call-ups. What moment really tugged at your heartstrings when it came to the Socceroos in your first call-up?
I think it's telling your family, to be honest, especially my parents. I think when you tell them and they're over the moon and ecstatic for you, it sort of hits home.
For a kid from Canowindra, do you ever sit back and go, geez, it's a pretty amazing achievement?
When you sort of see some mates or see family that I haven't seen for a while back home, they sort of say, wow, like, it is pretty cool what you've been able to achieve. I think there's still a long way to go and a lot more to achieve, hopefully, but it is something when you can sort of sit back and be quite proud about.
What a moment for the kid from Canowindra!